Hey there guys, Dragon Master here, and I want to welcome you to Star Wars in Earth, Unity, Episode 2, The Declaration of War. So, I don't really got anything to say that much. I do hope you all enjoying this new series. So for how long the series is possibly going to be, I'm going to try and get it to do 10 episodes for this, but I don't know, so yeah, I guess we'll just see in the future. So I guess without further ado, let's get into the video. Change. It is something that is new to the galaxy. For over 1,000 years, before the start of the Clone Wars, change was impossible, some would think, as it seems to be that there was no change at all in the galaxy. Jason says as he addresses the Corellian crowd, and with cameras hovering over him that is projecting this across the galaxy, Jason continues his speech. As you all know, the New Republic has passed a legislation that is more or less going to stop systems, such as the Corellian system, from really gaining their own independence and cutting off many things that would allow them to separate from the New Republic if they ever needed to, so they would be forced to stay with the Republic. But I say, we should forget about these legislations, as the New Republic seems to think this is for the good of everyone, but all it cares about is lining its pockets and staying in power. I hope you're watching this, New Republic officials, and I also hope the Terrans are watching this too. The galaxy has seen many things over these past decades. The galaxy has experienced change, as it has not been for a long time after the Rusan act that the Senate at the time over 1,000 years. Well, I guess 1,000 year or so in under a century, but anyway. This led to them dismantling most of their military. But as you all know in the history books, even though it was 1,000 years of peace, it was all manipulation from the Sith, as they had been hiding in the shadows and had even gone into the Republic itself. And look where we are now. The Sith still remain, as the Jedi who supposedly say they were gone returned. To me, it seems that the galaxy is always forced to repeat this. The Jedi destroy the Sith, but the Sith return eventually. The Republic loses or falls, but then it rises up again. I am tired of this cycle, as many of you are. The Yuuzhan Vong War changed this. It resulted in the death of close to over 2 trillion beings, and possibly more if it was not for Terran intervention. And as it seems I'm on the subject of the Terrans, they seem to be the only ones who have had this sort of change in the galaxy and have changed everything. And that is why I also ask them, if they are watching this, to not interfere in this. For this is a secession from the New Republic. Corellia officially is more or less separating itself from the Republic and is leaving it. And I implore to any other systems to join our alliance that we are forming. And to the Terrans, do not interfere. I have no quarrel with you and I respect you. But I want the people of the galaxy to make their own decisions. It's time that there is no Republic, Empire, Mandalorians, no one. It's time for the people, not the people in charge of these factions. But you are different. And now this message goes out to the rest of you factions out there. If any of you try to stop this, and to also the New Republic the most, if you even try to stop this, if you try to stop this, I assure you, you will regret it. Thank you all to who have listened to my speech and message. And I wish us all luck in these new, prosperous, hopeful years. And with that, Jason walks away from the stage as the Corellian crowd cheers. and also cheers echo across the galaxy. Across the galaxies on Earth, a ginormous fleet has gathered up. This had been projected all over Terran space, and now there was many Terran politicians and many other leaders from across the galaxy had started talking and seeing what to do. We now go to Luke, Mara, the Terran agent, and Admiral Pike. Admiral Pike says, "It seems Jason has made quite the speech. From what reports are already coming in, that many systems in the inner and mid-rims have already started seceding from the Republic." The special Terran agent says, this is not good. It seems to be the making of another civil war." And Admiral Pike agrees. Mara and Luke asks if how the Republic is reacting. And Pike says, "It's not good. Some senators have already been ousted. Those planets who already seceded have been ousted from power by their own governments and even the people. It seems many, even some Imperials, are scrambling to join him." And then Luke asks what the Terrans are. From what he sees, that some Terrans are agreeing with Jason. And Pike says, "From what it seems, from what the politics say, we might not get involved in this war." And this surprises Luke and Mars, since the Terrans always seem to fight against new galactic enemies. Pike responds, "Yes, this is true," but then says, "Well, it is true we have fought many galactic powers." Jason has made of many good points, as I personally remember the Yuzhan War, and how, in a way, much of the death is also part from the New Republic, as we had been warning them for years, but many called for a disarmament of the military, and also to try and keep peaceful negotiations. But that is my own opinion. That is my own opinion. All I know is I really don't know what's going to happen, but lines are already being crossed, and it's possible that we might not get involved. And seeing as has, from what I've told my superiors, how Jason killed Luminaris, many Terrans are saying that Jason might not all be lost, and he might be working inside to destroy the Sith, or hunt down what remains of the remnants. But for now, all Terran fleets are to be on lockdown, and we are just to watch. Mara J, Luke Skywalker, I am sorry, but I have just received a message that you are being called back to Coruscant to speak with the Senate. Also, give them this. The Terrans have officially declared neutrality, and this surprises them, and they ask when did this happen, and Admiral Pike says, "I just received the message now. The votes are in from our own Senate, and it was 65 against 35. I'm sorry." The Terran agent is a bit surprised by the number, but he shouldn't be, as many Terrans are tired of war and just want to enjoy the fruits of the galaxy and much of their labors. And he can understand that himself. Luke sighs and then tells Mara to go and says, "Thank you, Admiral Pike." They then head off. The Admiral then looks at the Terran agent, and the agent looks at him and he says, "I think it's time you go rest now, son." "Thank you, sir. I guess I will." He then leaves the room, and then Pike looks up at the ceiling and sighs. Seems things are about to get interesting from here on out now. He then goes back to his paperwork. And that is where we're going to leave it off. So, as you can see, the Terrans are staying neutral in this, as many Terran politicians and troops also remember Jason as a hero from the Yuzhan War. And as you can see, Jason sort of has this sort of respect for the Terrans, since they sort of saved his brother, and also saved many lives, well, at least kept 1 trillion more people than the original timeline from dying. So, yeah. If you guys have any ideas you want to comment, just comment down below if you have any ideas you want to give me for, like, a few good suggestions I should do for the next episode. So yeah, I guess without further ado, see you next time.